What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another day in Car Mechanic Simulator 2021 with me, the Virtual Mechanic. And yes, we still have early access to the beautiful BMW DLC. So today we are working on the brand new BMW M3. This is looking absolutely fantastic. Not sure about this colour currently on the car sat there. Maybe not. Probably what we'll go with today. But this one is available from the junkyard, the auction, the barnyard, and the salon. There's only one edition, and it's available in all of the places. We got ours from the auction house, but did we get a good deal? No, of course not. 38,945 is what I paid, and I could sell it for 36,104, losing out currently on 2,841. Hopefully, we'll be able to claw that all back just a little bit later. The engine in this one is the i6 S54, currently pumping out 338 factory horsepower. Let's take a look at it, see what we've got in there. That is quite cool. Again, another brand new engine in there. No turbos on this one. Bit of a shame, but there we go. We've got all of the individual throttle bodies, is the words I was looking for there. We've got an intake, air hose, all going into the air filter, which, again, I absolutely love it when things like that happen. It just looks so much neater, in my opinion. But there we go. That engine is looking fantastic. We're going to see what performance parts we can squeeze onto this one today, how much power we'll be able to squeeze out of it, and then we'll be hitting up the drag strip. Will we be able to get it into the top 10 today? I certainly hope so. It would be awesome. I'm not sure. It is a BMW. It is an M3, though, so fingers crossed, maybe. We'll hold out a bit of hope. You'll have to stick around to the end to find out whether we can get it into the top 10. But we will find out where it sits on that speeder board regardless. Now let's get this beautiful BMW started and let's get it into the car wash. Let's get it cleaned up. She's in the car wash and let's get the beautiful little BMW M3 all cleaned up and ready to go. It is very grimy, murky and dusty. So let's get it all cleaned and then we'll be able to work on this beautiful bodywork a little bit later on. We have a livery on there. We have the off-center stripes. I'm liking that. That looks like a green hood, just because. But I do like the off-center stripes. It may be what we end up sticking with. I'm not sure. It may also stay in this blue. We shall see a little bit later on. Let's get the interior all cleaned. Get this beast back on the lifter. Get the engine ripped out of there. Get everything else stripped down. Then we can work on this beautiful bodywork and get this wonderful BMW M3 ready to tear up the drag strip. The beautiful M3 is in the air. Is the oil pan there? There is definitely a big old oil pan in there. So let's get that all drained out first. Over we go and get you drained nice and simple. Not too shabby either. I mean, it was a bit dirty, but we've seen plenty worse oil condition in our time. So let's get in. Definitely just rear wheel drive. We are missing the drive shaft. So I'm going to have to add that one to my shopping list so we don't forget it. We do have the starter though. So let's get started with that. Luckily, we can get that from this side. I was a bit worried for a moment there. There we go. We'll get the gearbox out. And there we got 3 rusty bolts on the gearbox. We don't normally see that many. So let's rip all of these out of here. We're probably going to need to grab them front exhaust sections at the least as well. All separate. I like that. Is it all separate? Oh, no, that's one fixed piece going all the way down. And then have we got the rear muffler at the back? We do indeed. A nice quad exhaust on there. Looking pretty fantastic. I'm just going to grab this fuel pump out while we're here. And we'll leave the exhaust for a little bit because I just want to try and see what we need to pull this engine out of here. Because I don't think it's going to be quite as simple as normal. So let's get the crane over. Over you come. And let's get this hood opened. And then I reckon we're probably going to have to take some of these pieces off. We'll find out. No, you don't. It does just come out nice and easy in one go. What does it leave in there? If I could get to the engine bay. There we go. It does leave the air intake hose left in there connected to the air filter. So there we go. I didn't mean to come out of there. I meant to stay in there. We've got to look for our, well, what we've got in the engine bay. So we've got wishy-washy, coolant reservoir, brake servo, power steering. The last one didn't have any power steering. We've also got the cheeky fuse box down here and the wonderful air filter along with the radiator. And no fan housing kit again. Again, radiators without the fan housing kits. We also have a cheeky little ECU Type A that we can get up to stage 3 later on just in there. But now we need to drain these liquids out. Very simple. Right click, additional tools, drain tool. Click and hold in whichever container you want to drain all the liquids out and it will drain it all out. We're going to get the rest of this all stripped out. I've just noticed the battery down the back there. Battery is down the back. We aren't missing that. Once you've got all the liquids drained out, we just strip everything else down. We're going to get all of the suspension cleared out, ready to go back together, all shiny and new, before popping this beast into the paint shop after we've fixed all the bodywork. That's everything repaired, replaced, or upgraded, ready to go back on the beautiful M3. But before we do that, we need to sort all this bodywork out. So let's get all of this stripped down. Out you come. Off you come with the wonderful green hood. Out with the headlights. We'll definitely be replacing them unless they can be repaired. We'll find out. Out you come. All trunk windows and the license plate in there as well. Liking that one. Out you all come, out you all come, and that looks like it's potentially everything on the beautiful M3. Out of all this stunning interior, rear bench and the front seats there, and obviously a beautiful, beautiful steering wheel. Loving that one. If we just go in to the body shop, obviously you can search for all of these parts just by using the search feature. But you can also just type in M3 and you will get all of them showing up so you know where to buy them. Nice and easy. Now we need to sort the frame out. It's at 34%, and I bought the car for a little under 40,000. So what do we reckon for today? I'm going to go 1,500. Straight up. 1,500, I got one. And we like it when that happens. Doesn't happen very often, but there we go. Let's get in and take a look at the full body shop. Now, as I said in the last episode, the BMW DLC has nothing in the tuning parts or the alternative parts. So you just go straight to the bodywork station, find the M3, and that's all the parts you can buy. Everything is a like-for-like replacement, no additional parts. So let's get on, let's repair what we can repair, get this beautiful M3 all back together, then get it into the paint shop to pick a lovely colour for it. Let's get our beautiful little drag racing BMW M3 all back together and into the paint shop. On with the fenders, the beautiful hood. Obviously, a lot of this we did manage to repair. Shiny new bumper on there, though, and the headlights. In you go, and in you go. Obviously, we had to repair all of the replace all the windows. You can't repair glass, but at least it's very, very hard anyway. But we did manage to keep one of the mirrors at least on there. In we go with the rear window and the trunk. And then obviously we've got a full new set of lights going all the way across here. Over we go, in we go, and on we go in there. Rear bumper, on you go. And then let's get the rest of this side in, ready to go back together. Ready to go back together. Ready to be painted is the words I was looking for there. That should be all of that. So we'll get on and get these plates on. I've gone for my VM plates with the Drag M3, and I'm aware they still won't work properly. But hopefully as of tomorrow, when you're watching this one, all of these plates will be fixed. And you will also have access to the beautiful BMW DLC yourself if you want to go and purchase that one. Let's get some interior in, though, and move on to the paint shop so we can get some beautiful colours. We obviously kept all of the M3 beautiful interior on there. We will maybe throw some colours on this a little bit later, depending on what we do with the bodywork. We shall see. And obviously on with that M3 steering wheel. All looking pretty fantastic. Should be everything at 100% now apart from parts. 100%, 100%, 100%. That's exactly what we like. Now let's get this beast into the paint shop. Here we are then in the paint shop with the beautiful BMW M3. And this is the colour we are going to go for today. This lovely metallic green. But before we do that, let's jump in and check out some of the factory colours. Obviously the gloss white. There will be one at least in this white colour. We got a gloss black, a metallic dark blue, a gloss light blue, a gloss red. I actually quite like that gloss red, but no. Then we've got this metallic colour, very famous BMW colour. You see it all the time. Not my biggest cup of tea, if I'm being honest. Not a big fan of that one. Then we got this, which is a very, very nice colour. But yeah, I'm not feeling it today. Then we got a classic silver, lovely yellow, and then a metallic blue on there as well. But no, we are not going for either of them. Let's get that preset to my beautiful colour. 120, 180 on there. That's what we're going for. Beautiful metallic green. So let's have a look at the liveries. Slot number 1, we've got the diagonal striped over the roof, facing backwards, and I do think this is probably what we're going to go for today with the beautiful M stripes on this M3. Slot number 2 is coming out from the vents and wrapping around, very similar to what we did with the 635 BMW. Obviously, it just doesn't come all the way around the front, so I'm not going to go for that one. Slot number 3 is the off-center stripe that the car already had. Again, we're not going to go for that one, and not because the car already had it. I've got an idea for the hood. Is there any more? No, that is it. So I am going to go with this one. I do quite like the backward stripes going across the roof there. But before we do that, we do have to add one extra bit, and that is I've mimicked this red, so we're going to use that as our screw and bolt color in there. That should already be preset. Let's just make sure that goes. We're going to apply that. On you go. Hopefully that's going to look absolutely fantastic when we get into adding some parts. But before we carry on, I'm going to rip this hood off of here and we're going to get it painted to something awesome. And why not, as we're here, show you how you can paint parts. Now, obviously, I have the quality of life mod, which means I can paint parts even with the car in the paint shop. But if you don't have the quality of life mod, you just need to boot the car out of here, come back empty, so there's no car in there, click on this little thing here and go to paint part. This will be grayed out because there'll be no car in there. And normally if there's a car in here, this will be grayed out as well. But quality of life mod overrules that. So we go to paint part. I'm just going to go up to here. You don't always have a search, but you do have this with the quality of life. But scroll along, find whichever part you want to paint. We're going for our hood. And at the moment, you can see it's in that beautiful metallic green. I'm going to change it to a black. We are going to try and keep it in that metallic color, though. And then we're going to go into here because I want to change this to carbon fiber. Not that one. That one there is the one we're going to go. Do we want that one or do we want the next one? We'll go for this one, the much finer weave of the carbon fiber on there. That's looking pretty good. I'm liking that. As you can see, you just go across in the material replace and you can replace it with whatever's there. We're obviously sticking with that carbon fiber. You can also scroll across here. As you see, it gives you different bits. So the badge isn't on there. And then obviously the carbon fiber is not actually on the hood. It's on the underside. Nope, no idea where the carbon fiber is meant to be on that one. Oh, maybe it was on that grill at the top there. Yeah, blacked out grill. We keep going through, as you can see. But yeah, that will give you black grills because we're on black paint. But I'm not using that one. We're sticking with just replace paintable material and making that into a carbon fiber. Fantastic. Let's get that one back on the car and see how that looks. And that's what I'm going for today. The carbon fiber hood on our beautiful BMW M3 in a metallic green with the M3 racing stripes on there. Looking wonderful. Now we're going to crack on. We're going to get a few more pits painted. Maybe add a bit of green to this wonderful interior. We open up the engine bay. Do we have anything that's got screws on it directly straight away so we can see the colours? Doesn't look like it, so we'll have to check that one a little bit later on, but never mind. We've got plenty of colours to play around with. Lots of blacks, lots of greens, and we can also use the M-stripe colours again if we want, although I think I'm just going to drop the blues for this one. I'm going to go green, black, red, maybe a bit of carbon fibre in there as well, just for good measure. So that's the plan. Let's get this beast back on the lifter, get everything painted, and start getting the beautiful M3 all back together. That's everything painted on the beautiful BMW M3, all ready to go. Just need to start getting it back together. But before we jump into that, a couple of pieces have changed. You'll see I have also made the mirrors carbon fibre on either side. And I did notice a small little thing. This bit of plastic, the mirror bracket on this side, is sort of meant to match in with the plastics around the outside of the car. But on the other side, this one's a much lighter grey, kind of like it's meant to match in with the interior dashboard grey on there. I have let the devs know. Hopefully that'll get sorted before release. We shall find out, but there we go. Just one of those things. But let's crack. Oh, also we added some green to the centre parts of the seats there, just to sort of match in with that livery a little bit. Looking fantastic. None on the steering wheel. I couldn't get it to go away. I thought looked right. So we just left that as it was, but let's get it up in the air and start getting this suspension all together. We've got grey / carbon fibre shocks, red springs, and grey / carbon fibre caps on the top. Looking very nice on there. Off you come, and let's start getting a few of these bits in. Rear suspension cross member, in you go in a lovely metallic green. And we've also got the rear sway bar B in there as well in the brushed aluminium with a little bit of green on there for the bracket support. Looking quite good. Come out of there. Let's go up to the front. In we go. We've obviously got that front suspension cross member. The front one is in a beautiful black on there. Then we got the steering rack in its natural colour. Didn't add anything to that one. And the front sway bar in that brushed aluminium again. Obviously, they look very, very similar. And that's why I left it the same. If you made this entirely brushed aluminium, you'd get the rubber bits on the end in the brushed aluminium as well. And that would be very, very weird. But now let's start getting this all together. Hopefully it's going to look awesome. And when we come back, we'll sort out the engine bay before going and building that beautiful i6 engine. Let's get on with it then. We're trying it from the other side today because there was an exhaust pipe in my way. But anyway, brushed aluminium, carbon fibre, green, black and red. All looking very nice on there as we get it all bolted up. And the one thing we haven't painted today is that Brumbo brake caliper looking good. Now let's get on to the rear. Let's get this rear all going then. Lots of black and green brushed aluminium in there. And I love the red bolts. They look absolutely fantastic. Bit of a black bushing at the back there with greens at the front. All looking very good. Black spring cap, red springs. And then obviously the aluminium and greens all around. Fuel tanks in. Brake pads on. Let's get on. We got one more bit to go. There goes the drive axle. Let's get the engine bay and engine all sorted. That's all the suspension finished, mostly in green and black. We got a few bits of brushed aluminium, a bit of carbon fibre, and a few splashes of red in there as well for good measure. But let's crack on and get the engine bay all sorted out. Obviously got the fuse box already in carbon fibre. Power steering reservoir and a brake servo down at the back there. We got the Type A Stage 3 ECU on the sidewall. And then we've got the wishy-washy reservoir and the coolant reservoir just off to the side here. And then a radiator in the middle in a lovely metallic black. And then the air filter base, carbon fiber, same as the fuse box. The performance air filter in there and the cover on top with some beautiful green clips. Just finishing all of that off. In they go. In they go. In you go. And in you go on there. And that's all of them done. But we do have to go and do the battery, which is down at the back. So let's go and get that. Around we go. Open up the trunk. Click onto here. And there we go. The battery tray in a beautiful green. And then we've got an unpainted battery on top with the bracket as a carbon fiber piece. And the two support rods in that brushed aluminium are looking absolutely fantastic. Oh, if I press go on that one. There we go. That's looking good in there. Back round to the front. We'll check out the engine bay. Looking good with all the carbon fiber. Even the shocks popping up in there. Just with an extra splash of carbon fiber. But now we need to go and build that beautiful inline 6 engine. It's already on the stand. Looking very nice. We've got the oil pan in a green. Engine block in black and brushed aluminium. Just a few accents. And the engine head in a green and brushed aluminium. Just, again, a few little bits popping through with that brushed aluminium. Inside this engine head, you've got 2 camshafts. You've got 8 camshaft caps for each camshaft. So 16 of them in total. Plus 2 cam gears on the end. And 6 spark plugs running down the middle. Nice and simple. But then we've got a few bits to go. So let's crack on. On the front here, we've got a timing chain to go in there. We do also have a timing chain connecting the 2 cam gears together. And a beautiful pair of shoes just to go on there. One on this side and one on this side. Nice and easy. Then we've got the timing cover, which is in a brushed aluminium and a little bit of green just on there. It's also on the back side as well. But we can't see that, so it doesn't matter. In you go. We've got the water pump in green and brushed aluminium. Just a little splash of that on there. Crankshaft pulley in a beautiful black. We've got the oil filter up here in a cheeky little red. The alternator in a black just down here, along with the power steering pump as well. In you go. Looking good. And we've got an idle roller on here, just in the cheeky little metallic green. And the water pump pulley, just in a black on there, with a blacked out serpentine belt and a carbon fiber and a green fan on the front there. Obviously, just a splash of green in the middle with all the fins running around the outside in a beautiful carbon fiber. Now, all of these bolts will go a red colour when it's in the car, so we'll check them out a little bit later on. Fuel filter down the back here, also in a red. Now, these 2 red pieces really contradict? No, that's not the right choice of words. Go well with the red that's on the throttle on here. In you go. Now, the red on this throttle is the natural colour of it. We've added brushed aluminium and a bit of green on there just for good measure. Let's get the fuel rail on. Again, a splash of red on there, but mostly brushed aluminium. Looking nice, keeping up with that red theme. Now, this intake manifold is red and black normally, and it does look fantastic, but we have changed it to a green and carbon fiber. Just a little bit of green on there and around on the front sides just here, but mostly in that carbon fiber. Looking very, very good. We spin around up to the top. The engine head cover, brushed aluminium and black on this piece here. Just a little splash of black in the middle there, and the rest of it in the brushed aluminium. Looking very nice. I missed the last bolt. Then we got the ignition coils. They are all in a beautiful metallic green. Not that it's going to matter because they do sit under a cover. So let's get on with that. Engine cover, lovely looking piece. We done ours in carbon fiber and green. We got the little M badge just in the green there, with the M stripe colours on there. A little bit faded as a comparison to on the car, but the car is metallic, and this obviously isn't on there, but it's looking good. And then the last piece to go on are the exhaust manifolds in the brushed aluminium. Waiting for the last bolt, as always. I say it's the last piece to go on. Officially from here, you can put the gearbox on, but that is a bug, and hopefully will be fixed by the time the DLC comes out, which will be tomorrow. I hope you're all excited. Who's going to get it? Let me know in the comments below. And what are you going to work on first? Looking forward to seeing them. Yes, this is a bug. I have already spoke to the devs. Hopefully, it will be sorted. Let's get off. Engine's looking very nice. All done on there. Just a couple of bits left to go. But let's get it dropped into our beautiful M3. In we go. And in you go there. Let's put the engine crane away and take a look at that beautiful, beautiful engine. I'm loving that. The carbon fiber matches in really well on there. A few splashes of red just to keep up with the bit of red we've got on the build there. Looking very, very nice. Also, our Brembo brake calipers are not painted. They're just in their natural red. But that is all looking pretty good in there. Oh, one piece to go. I did say that, didn't I? I never put it in. You've got this little air intake hose just here, which we've done in a red and black. Main part black, just with some red banding around there, or circlips, whatever you want to call them. Looking pretty good. But let's get underneath. We've got a gearbox, drive shaft, starter, and all of the exhaust to go in. So let's crack on with that. Under we go. we'll get started with the gearbox. In you go, just in a black, and then obviously we've got them beautiful red bolts on there, just really contradicting it. Why do I keep trying to say the word contradicting today? Not the complimenting is the word I'm looking for. Starters just in a normal green with the red bolts on there, and then let's take a look at some of the other red accents we've got going on. Looking nice on there. Bit of bronze coppery wire in there, loads of red bolts. Struggling with the English language again. Don't know what's going on, but anyway, let's crack on. We've got exhaust to go, so get you in. All of this is in brushed aluminium. We'll come back to... That's a wheel. Didn't want to do that. Wanted the drive shaft. We'll come back to the exhaust in a second. Drive shaft's in a black and green. Again, with the lovely red bolts just finishing it off. Looking good. Looking good. Middle muffler, and I love this piece. It looks absolutely fantastic, especially in that brushed aluminium. All the waviness of it. It just looks fantastic. Down to the back. Rear muffler. In you go. Brushed aluminium, and that's everything apart from the wheels. So let's get out and take a look. Excuse me, if we crouch down there, bit of black, bit of brushed aluminium, and a few splashes of green. Lots of brushed aluminium down through the middle, and then a bit more green and aluminium at the back there. Looking very good. Now I have already tinted the windows, and that is because I messed up and I recorded this whole section without having my microphone turned on, which was very clever of me. So I did all of that and then realized it didn't work. So we've had to come back and do it again. But the window's already tinted. Let's get the wheels done. Get all the liquids topped up. Get this beautiful BMW outside in the sun. Well, there she is, all finished with our beautiful metallic green and BMW M3, and it is looking fantastic. Incredibly pleased with this one, especially loving the brushed aluminium exhaust tips on the back there, and obviously the M3 rims, which we've done in black. Yes, we did 2 black rims in a row, I know, but it suits this car so well, especially with all the carbon fiber we've got going on in there. Very dark. I'm loving that engine. But let's talk about these rims then. As I said, these are the E46 M3 rims. Easy to find in the shop. Don't worry. The fronts here are a 19-inch rim with a 225 width and 35 profile on there on slick tyres because we're drag racing. And as I said, I did them in black, got the bolts black and everything, but still kept all the BMW and M badges on there. Looking very nice. Down at the rear, very similar size. Still a 19-inch rim. 225 width, except this has got a 30 profile at the back instead of a 35 profile at the front there. Very, very nice. As we jump in and check out the interior, I'm loving the M3 seats. I think they look fantastic and really good with the splash of green on them as well. Let's jump in and take a seat. I didn't do anything to the steering wheel, just left that one as it was. It went kind of weird with the colouring, so we just left it. But the dashboard itself is looking good in here. I do feel like I'm sat slightly off to the right hand side. I feel like I should be a bit more left to be central, but never mind, everything looks good. Let's get this one started and see what this i6 sounds like. Not what I was expecting for the tick over, but at idle it is what it is. Let's give it some gas. Sounding a bit meaner on the top end there. I am liking that. It's got a little bit of a whine to it, sounding pretty good. But now let's get this beast onto the dyno, see what its horsepower is and what its drag rating will be. Here we go then with the BMW M3 and its i6 S54 engine pumping out 338 factory horsepower. How much have we increased it by today and what will our drag rating be? Let's take a look, see if it's any good. A gain of 332 horsepower, 98%. We're still not quite up to the whole new engine added on top with the BMW DLC yet, but I'm sure we'll get there. Bringing us up to a total of 669 horsepower. Cheeky little BMW. With a drag rating of A of 484. Definitely not the best. We are at the low end of the A-class rating, which means the drag tournament might be a little bit difficult. But before we get there, let's have a look at our gearbox tune. This is what we've gone for today. 2.79 ratio, 83k in first gear, up to a reported 394 in sixth gear. I don't think we'll even need the sixth gear if I'm truly honest, but it's tuned nonetheless. ECU fully tuned and ready to go. Don't forget to check out the short up here, also linked in the description below, along with the shorts to tune the carburetors as well, or you can just find them on the shorts section on my channel. Nice and easy to find. If you want to get perfect tuning every time, best way to do it. Now, let's get this beautiful little M3 onto the drag strip and see what it can do. On the drag strip with the beautiful M3, let's get on with it. King of the Sands, a 1 mile A-class, even though we're only just in it, and pay our 1,000 entry fee. Our first race is against the Nissan Skyline GTR R34 Raid Edition. That could be quite a challenge. Who have we got with us? Calum, nice to see you up against Multiply. Calum in the Ford Mustang Shelby GT500 and Multiply in the Huna Pegasus. Love that car. Absolutely fantastic. Hope we come up against it just because I like the car. And that looks to be about it. We've got a few different cars on here today. Quite a variety, and I'm on board with it. A couple of Nissans, lots of Nissans in there if we're being honest. But let's get on with our first race. Can we beat the Skyline GTR Raid Edition? Let's find out. Nissan Skyline Raid Edition, jacked up, definitely, and not built for the drag strip, versus the BMW M3, which probably should have its engine blow up halfway down the drag strip, but I'm hoping that won't happen. So let's try and beat it. Let's go. Come on, M3, off the line. Let's go into second, into third. Where is that Raid Edition behind us? I'm happy with that. Let's keep going into fourth gear. Are we even going to need all 6 gears, or will we just be using 5? We are coming quite quick up onto that finish line. So let's get into 5th and let's keep pushing this beautiful BMW. We are still out in front, and that is what we like. Let's get across the line. What will our speeds and times be? Let's go. That looked like 310 kilometers an hour. It was indeed. Sadly, not a sub 10-second car. 10.712 to the quarter of a mile. Not the greatest, but definitely beating that Skyline GTR. 26.743 to the 1 mile with a top speed of 310 kilometers an hour. Let's get on to the next race and see who we've got. Calum knocked out Multiply, so the GT500 Super Snake is through to the next round, up against the VM Dragster Smith & Parker Outlaw. Quite an impressive build, that one, if I do say so myself. We're up against the Nissan GTR Liberty Walk, so 2 different Nissans to go with against us today. And obviously we've got some other, the top secret Infiniti G35. No one's even seen this yet because I haven't showcased it off. That is a private mod, but we will get to it eventually, I do promise. But let's get on and see if we can beat the GTR Liberty Walk. I do love the Liberty Walk GTR, and it looks very good in that red there as well. Very, very impressed with that. This theoretically should absolutely smash the M3, but there is only one way to find out. Let's just go. Come on, M3. Off the line. Let's not lose to a Nissan. Into second. Into third. Where are you? Oh, you are behind us as it stands, but I do feel like that is going to change. Let's just keep pushing and see if we can win this second race. I certainly hope so. Honestly, in my headphones, it sounds like the car is right there, and it definitely isn't. Into 5th gear. We do have 1 more gear to go if we need it, but we didn't need it last time, so we probably won't need it this time. But is this time and speed going to be better? Across the line. Let's have a look. 10.830. Sadly, not as good as our first run to the quarter of a mile. 26.889 to the 1 mile. Again, not quite as good, and still with the same top speed. But we did win. We are into the next round, so let's get on and see if we're up against Calum. It is us against Calum in that GT500 Super Snake. An absolutely beautiful car. Well done. Hopefully we can beat it, though. And down here, we've still got that top secret Infiniti. Maybe that'll make it to the final. Or will it be French Toast Ford Fiesta Rallycross? Let's get on with our race. Try and beat the Mustang, and let's find out. Calum's in the beautiful Ford Mustang GT500 Super Snake. Absolutely insane beast. That probably should demolish us on the drag strip. I'm hoping it doesn't. I want to make it into the final with our beautiful BMW M3. We are celebrating the BMW DLC. So let's get in. Let's go. Come on. We can do it. Off the line. I honestly thought I was going to go too early then. I really did. Into 3rd gear. Where is it? Well, we are winning as it stands at the moment. Don't feel like that's accurate, but let's keep going. Come on, M3. We can do this. We can make it to the final. We are going to make it to the final. We are going to make it to the final. Positive reinforcement into 5th gear. Come on, little M3. You can do this. Let's go. Let's get across the line. Is this going to be our best run of the day? Let's find out. There we go. We're across the line. What have we got? 10.650. That is our fastest to the quarter of a mile. As of yet, we do still have 1 race to go. 26.687 to the 1 mile. Again, fastest so far, but still with the same top speed. So let's get on with it. We're into the final. Who have we got? Will it be the Infiniti, or will it be the Ford Fiesta? Sorry, Calum. We had to knock you out. We had to make it to the final. We are up against French Toast's beautiful Ford Fiesta Rallycross. One day, he will be driving it when it makes it to the final. Theoretically. I'm hoping that's going to happen one day. I've been trying to make it happen, but you can't force it. It is just what it is. But let's get on and see if the BMW M3 can beat a Rallycross Ford Fiesta. Mods versus DLC, rally cars versus street cars. Who's going to take it? Ford versus BMW. Let's get on with the final race. Try and win. Let's go. Come on, BMW. We can beat a Fiesta. No problem at all. Into second gear. That gear change didn't feel right. Into third gear. Where's the Fiesta? It is beating us at the moment. Oh, I'm hoping that's going to change into fourth gear. There we go. We are now pulling in front of that beautiful Ford Fiesta. I do love that Rockstar livery. It does look fantastic as it disappears in the rear view mirror. I know we can't actually see the rear view mirror, but you know what I mean. Let's press on. We're going to win, I think, anyway. So let's get across the line and see if this is our best run of the day. Will it be 10.750? Unfortunately, it is not as good as our first run or the last run we just did. 26.802 to the 1 mile. Again, not quite beating our first run or the last run we just did, but still with the same top speed. So let's go and collect our winnings. Let's get this beautiful BMW back to the garage, get it on the speeder board, and hopefully sell it on for a tasty bit of profit. I won't lie, it does feel nice to be back with this winning number right here. 11,250 for taking the win in a drag tournament. And I'm not going to lie, I'm a little bit surprised that the M3 did it with a drag rating of A of 484. Definitely one of the lowest ones in A class that I've won with. But anyway, back to the garage. Here we are then, all finished with the beautiful BMW M3. And that engine looks absolutely fantastic in there. Carbon fibre, brushed aluminium, green, black, and a bit of red as well, just for good measure. But there we go. Wasn't the quickest around the drag strip, if I'm being honest. We managed the quarter of a mile in a 10.650, the 1 mile in 26.687 seconds, and a top speed of 310 kilometers an hour from this beautiful little BMW M3. Sadly, putting it 82nd out of 103 on the speeder board, which isn't too bad. It's still only just over a 10-second car, 10.5-second car. Not too shabby. But let's talk some facts and figures. I bought the car for $38,945 and could have sold it at a loss of $2,841. But we obviously didn't do that. We spent a further $69,642 tuning, upgrading, painting, and making it look as good as it does right here, putting our total spend at $108,587. And there she is, all 100% finished, 182,000 kilometers. Bearing in mind, we spent 108,587 to get it up to this standard. With that engine ramped up from 338 horsepower up to 669, a gain of 98%. Absolutely fantastic. But we did spend a lot of money. Can we make some profit? Yes. Yes, we easily can. With a sale price of $227,586. Leaves us with 118,999 profit. That doesn't happen very often, does it? But there we go. That's enough of this beautiful BMW M3. What did you think? Do let me know in the comments below. But it's time to say goodbye. Off you go, beautiful BMW M3. Don't forget, BMW DLC is out Tuesday the 21st. As you're watching this on Monday, it comes out tomorrow. If you want to get a free copy, don't forget to come and join us on the official Red Dot Games Discord server. Take part in the current competition. Build any one of the 4 FMWs from the base game however you want. You can use mods. You can do whatever you want to it. 1 prize is guaranteed to go to PlayStation. 1 prize is guaranteed to go to an Xbox player. 1 prize is guaranteed to go to a PC player. And then we got 2 other wildcard entries. So make sure you join us on Discord. Link is in the description below. Come and have some fun. But you only have until 10 p.m. GMT. That's Greenwich Mean Time. 10 p.m. UK time to enter this competition. And we will announce the winners either right there and then, depending on if we know, or the next day. And 5 people will win a free copy of the BMW DLC pretty much when it comes out. But there we go, enough of that. Which BMW we're working on next? Well, the 2002 Turbo's still there, and the M4 is still there. So that means we're working on the M1 Pro car next. And I absolutely love this wild, crazy beast. Such a good-looking car. Cannot wait to get this one built. And we will be taking this one around the racetrack. Let's have a look at it, though. As I said, it is the BMW M1 Pro car from 1979. It is available in the junkyard, the auction house, or a barn. We got ours from the auction house because that's pretty much where I always go and get most of my cars. Occasionally we get a junkyard or a barn in there as well. Did we get a good deal for the M1 Pro car? We did. $40,027 is what we paid, and we could sell it for $42,662, making $2,635 profit before we even start. Fantastic. Loving that one. It doesn't happen very often. In fact, that's 2 BMWs it's happened with now, so fingers crossed for the rest of them. The engine in this one is the i6 M88 /1, I was going to say, but never mind. 465 factory horsepower from this little race car, and this engine looks absolutely beautiful. I definitely think we're going to stick with some of these gold accents in here if we can keep them and not ruin them too much with the quality of life mod. We will find out in the next episode. So join us back here on Wednesday. That's if you're not too busy playing the BMW DLC yourself, obviously. But there we go. Join us back here on Wednesday for the M1 Pro car, which we'll be building, customizing, tuning, and taking around the wonderful racetrack. And then when we come back on Friday, it'll be either one of those 2 BMWs you can see in front of the garage, the 2002 Turbo or the M4 GTS. What did you think of our beautiful little M3? Leave a cheeky little like if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to make sure you are subscribed. Share this video if you think somebody else may enjoy it and might be interested to know about the competitions that we run on the official Red Dot Games Discord server or the new BMW DLC that is coming out tomorrow. Very much. I say looking forward to it. I'm already playing it. I hope you guys are looking forward to it. Have a beautiful day. Whatever it is you're always getting up to. You're always getting up to? Something like that. Have a beautiful day, whatever it is you're getting up to. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.
Like and subscribe for Virtual Mechanic.